So in the previous lessons you have learned how you can install Red Hat on either a physical machine or a virtual machine. Later in this course you will learn how to use containers running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8. In this lesson I want to give you a quick impression of how to deploy Red Hat in cloud. So what you can see on my screen is the AWS Management Console. AWS is probably the biggest public cloud, and if you are running Red Hat in cloud, then chances are that you are running it in AWS. In order to deploy Red Hat from AWS, you need to use EC2. EC2 is Elastic Computing version 2, and that is the name of the Amazon cloud, which is basically an interface that allows you to deploy virtual machines. Here's how it works. So you go to launch a virtual machine, then you get to the EC2 dashboard. And in the EC2 dashboard you need to select Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Notice that while we are recording this video course, RHEL 8 is not yet available in EC2, so I'm showing you how to do it for the latest version of RHEL 7. For the procedure it shouldn't make a big difference. So in order to launch Red Hat Enterprise Linux, you select it. Next you need to select the instance type. In cloud, the instance type defines the hardware that you are using in the cloud environment. And as you can see, that goes from T2.nano, which is really minimal, with just 0.5 gigabytes of memory and one vCPU. But if you need something bigger, well, there is M5A 24X large, for example, with 96 CPUs and 384 gigabytes. And anything in between goes as well. Now for the purpose of this demo, I will just show you how to use a T2.micro, which is eligible for free tier. Free tier means that you might be able to use it for free. But that depends on your configuration, and in most cases it just means that you won't pay much, but you will have to pay anyway. Now you can easily click review and launch, but probably you want to go through some more details later. So I'm clicking configure instance details, and in the instance details I can select the number of instances, which is the amount of virtual machines, and it's possible to select some other options as well. No need to change anything here, so let me just click add storage. In add storage you will specify how much storage and how fast the storage is going to be. So here you can see that the default in this cloud type goes for 10 gigabytes of storage, which is a generic purpose SSD. Not the fastest, also not the slowest. It's possible to add some tags as well, which can be useful in a cloud environment, but let's skip over that. And next there is the security group. The security group is really about firewalling. So in a security group you allow specific ports to be accessed from the outside. As this is a brand new cloud environment, you need to create a new security group. And you can see the only thing currently allowed is type SSH, protocol TCP, port range 22, source anywhere. So this allows anybody to get in to your virtual machine. Now if you are going to run like a web server, you need to specify that, for instance, HTTP traffic is going to be allowed. And if you want to allow everything, you can just select all traffic. So after selecting all traffic, you need to specify protocol, which is set to all. You need to set a port range, and you need to set the source. You can see currently it mentions the word CIDR, IP or security group, and I'm going to set that to 0.0.0.0/0, which means everyone unrestricted. If you are happy with that, next you can click review and launch. You can see there's a security warning, launch wizard 1 is open to the world, but that is okay. And if you are sure that you want to use this, well, just click launch to start the virtual machine in your cloud environment. Now the next thing that you need to do, you need to select a key pair. And the thing with the key pair is that the key pair is an SSH public-private key pair that is going to be used to allow access to your virtual machine. You can see there's an option choose an existing key pair, but there is no existing key pair, so I'm going to create a new key pair. Notice that if you do not specify any key pair, then nobody will have access to your virtual machine. So that's not really a good idea. So let's call it RHEL 8 demo. This will create the key pair in your cloud environment. After doing so, you need to download it as well, because while establishing an SSH connection to the virtual machine, you need the key pair. So the key pair rhel8demo.pem is going to be available in my downloads folder. And based off that, now I can use launch instances, which is going to launch my RHEL instance in cloud. Now you should be able to view the instance. Once it is ready, you can see it from here. And in the instance, there will be an IPv4 public IP mentioned right here. And this IPv4 public IP is what you are going to use to establish an SSH connection. In lesson 5, I will explain how to establish SSH connections to no matter which type of Linux virtual machines. So that also applies to Linux in the cloud. For now, you should understand that while running any Linux in cloud, you do not have access to a console or anything. The only thing you've got is an IP address and a secure shell in order to access it. Again, in lesson 5, you will learn how to use SSH to establish a connection.